Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Will's Garage, the show that we talk about cars, everything you need to know on types of cars, and where we review them and tell you what you need to know. On the previous episodes we've been reviewing the JDM family, in that we did the Toyota Hiace and the likes of Toyota Axio. But today we have something unique and something quite special, as today we'll be reviewing an American muscle, Jeep Grand Cherokee, as the guy here. And today's model is the fourth generation of the Grand Cherokee. Mentioning there is a fifth generation, but we decided to start from the when things started getting interesting, which is the WK2 version, or the fourth generation, as I've previously mentioned. And there are a lot of significant features that make this car stand out. As you can see, the grille. Jeep does not come and mess around when it comes to the massive size of the grille. As we tend to see in American cars, the muscle cars, those cars are made with a lot of power. Now, they need a lot of intake, air and all that. So the Jeep does not angusha you there, ikuangushi. Iko na massive grille, and then we have a massive Jeep logo on the top of the bonnet. And as you can see, it just makes the car stand out. It's built, and of course, as you can see, the car is just amazing. Even the ground clearance is top notch, as this car is off-road. It's a four-wheel drive off-road capabilities. And something that you should know, a brief history, is the Grand Cherokee was started in 1983, but the first generation kulikuwa na hiyo 10-year delay before they produced the first generation, which was the ZJ. And as you can see, the improvements imeendelea poa. And of course, again on the history, Jeep was bought kitambo in 1980s. It was with a company called AMC, American Motor something Corporation, I think, AMC. But in 1987, Chrysler bought the AMC, the Jeep. They bought the Jeep company, and now since 1992 ndo wakaanza, and then now we have the fourth generation. And as you can see, the car stands out like a fiti. And something you should also note about this car is venye it came with a steel unibody chassis, and that was unique during the time, which is around 2010-2011. And it also came with independent suspensions, which was also came to be, I want to say copied, but Mercedes-Benz used them in their SUV versions, the ML and the G. to make the independent suspension. But the Jeep is only started it, and as you can see, the Jeep, when it comes to off-roading, these guys don't mess around. As in, everything when it comes to Jeep ni massive. Even hadi ndani tutaingia, but even the engine, as the engine comes with a 3-liter diesel V6 engine, yeah, producing about 240 horsepower and 535, I think, around 500 Newton meters of torque. This is a machine not to be played with. It's big, it's elegant, and as you can see, inaweza. Moving to the side profile of the Grand Cherokee, or the JGC, niliona place ingine wanaita JGC, but Grand Cherokee. We have this widely bodied car in a car known as in the car just looks muscly, and that's a good thing. The car looks compact, a car kubwa with power mirrors. Of course, this is an elegant car. We have very strong handlebars. We have a roof rack, but that can be changed according to your preference. Unaweza the different one if you want, or whichever you'd want, as this is an off-road car. Unaweza customize however you want. And moving to the back, I would like to mention something. In the previous model, the 3rd generation, it had a lot of complaints of being too small. So in the 4th generation, they increased the 2nd row width and allowing it to have a lot of seat space for the rear passengers. And that doesn't mean that it comes with extra seats. No, it just has simple 3 seats behind, 2 in front. This car being a 5-seater and 4-door, of course. But you mentioned the rear, the 2nd row is very important, as tutakuja kuona mbona. The comfortability of those seats is something to talk about. And as we move to the tires, these are 20-inch rims, and as you can see, it comes with a matte black alloy rims, and the black just complements the tires, and it just looks good. The rim is very strong, making the tire also very strong. And as I said, these are 20-inch rims, very big, they make a very big impact when it comes to off-roading, as you have a huge surface area of tires coming in contact with the road. Kukwama ni ngumu sana in this car. And as I said, it has independent suspension. The tires of the Grand Cherokee are very massive, as they have 20-inch rims, and complemented with black alloy rims. And as you can see, the black just complements the tires even more, as it kind of gives that a sporty look also because of the design, also look kind of off-roady. And as you can see, the clearance in this room of the tires is very big, and that's due to it has air suspensions in it too, in that you can adjust the height of the car either to go up or down depending on your terrain, ama vile wewe uta prefer, which in this car, as you can see, and it can even go higher. This wheel clearance can even get higher, and that's very nice, complements the car. Moving to the rear of the car, or the back door, we have a very massive back, as you can see. The headlights are very unique as they come from the side moving to the back, and they light up as well, and that allows you to, even if when you've opened the trunk, the lights still do operate, and when braking and someone can see you're braking on whatever. Anyway, and that's very rare circumstances the door will be open, but just saying. Anyway, moving to the back, we have wipers at the back, the rear wiper, and we have a nice badge over here written as Sedan, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Jeep, which is just nice. It looks good. It's rare, as you don't see it in many cars. And of course, we have a top stop light mounted on the rear spoiler. And we do have the aerial on top of the car, and that just helps with the satellite navigation, with the satellite radio. Moving on to the back, we have the very huge Jeep logo. As you can see it, it's quite big. As you know, this is a Jeep. You know, Jeep is it has a kind of a masculine name to it. So the Jeep badge is up there. Unaona imestunya. And then we have back here. I can open the trunk for you, but before we get to that, I'd like to talk about the twin exhausts that we have down there, which are very big. As you can see, they're very big. They do work and just makes the car look a bit more sporty to it. And something else I should mention down here, we do have a towing hook. It's quite powerful, and to be honest, this car has a lot of towing capabilities, as a properly equipped Jeep can tow up to 7,400 pounds, which is quite a very huge load for a mid-sized SUV. Moving on to the boots, but before I open, we do have this CRD badge on the left side of the car, which is the abbreviation for Common Rail Diesel. It's a complex, but just Common Rail Diesel. And on the right side, we have the 4x4 logo badge, showing you this is an off-road car meant for the outdoors. And now moving on to the boots, of course it does open on its own. Has a power boot door. The rear or the boot space of the Jeep, as you can see, it's quite spacious, as even with the second row seats leaned down, we have a total capacity of 68.2 cubic feet of space. That's quite big for a mid-sized SUV. And down here we do have the false floor, as in that when you open it, we have enough space for your spare wheel. As you can see, the spare wheel is quite very big, as it's also it's 18-inch rims, of course 18-inch tires as a spare wheel. We also have space here, as you can put things you want or need on both sides of Beba, and then of course can lock it. And it has tag lines on both sides, as you do have one here, another one here, and two there, to help in anchoring your luggage. They don't move around when you're moving. We have a sound system on this side of the car. This side we do have a sound system and a woofer, you can call it a woofer. And we do have a charging socket on the back too, as maybe unataka kuchoma nyama, you want to grill something, you can just plug it in, ita work. And the boot space is quite big, quite spacious, and as you can see the car is just looking amazing. And on this side, on the right side, left side of the car, we do have the power button to close the door as demonstrated. As you can see, the power door is quite strong, very big. Moves slowly, but that's expected since these are very big door, quite heavy door. And something I forgot to mention, the car does come with a rear camera, in that while reversing it's able to show a display of your surrounding reverse back, so that don't hit something or injure anyone. As you have seen, the back of the Jeep is quite big, the Cherokee stands out, and it does also come with parking sensors. As you can see, it does have parking sensors mounted on the car. Ukienda kupark, if it senses something, it will alert you on something. And now, having finished exposed some of the things at the back, let's move to the bonnet, where I'll open the hood and see what's under the hood.